Hey, how's it going, my friend? This is Brother Jay of Bittered Frog here, and today I want to talk about a little something that I just noticed. I'm not exactly sure when YouTube put this out, but there is now a new thing involved with your status and features. Now, over here, we know about the copyright status. That is something that's been there for a long time. But now we have a community guideline status. And for those of you who are either thinking about getting into YouTube or have been here for a while and just aren't aware, this is a quick refresher video. We're going to discuss what is a community guideline, what the status is, and what strikes are. So, community guidelines. Well, what are they? There are a few ground rules to keep YouTube safe and fun for everyone. Alright, normally I'm not really pro being preachy about people's behavior and regulating it, but let's see what's in here. Maybe it's good stuff. So, obviously, respect the YouTube community. We're not asking for the kind of respect reserved for nuns, the elderly, and brain surgeons. Just don't abuse the site. Every cool new community feature on YouTube involves a certain level of trust. We trust you to be responsible, and millions of users respect that trust. Please be one of them. Okay, so by trusting us, would this have anything to do with the new not being able to monetize because it's not advertiser friendly? How do advertisers actually tie into this whole trust thing? And if they're trying to regulate what kind of content we have, if they're doing so good that they can now pick and choose where they advertise instead of just blanket advertising like they've been doing all along, and it seems to have worked, how does that play into this? Well, maybe if we go into the don't cross the line section. Let's see, maybe they talk about it here. Here are some common sense rules that'll help you steer clear of trouble. Please take these rules seriously and take them to heart. Don't try to look for loopholes or try to law your way around the guidelines. Just understand them and try to respect the spirit in which they were created. Okay, well, first off, that intro there. Don't try to law your way around the guidelines or look for loopholes. Thank you. I thought we were going to be mature, and I thought we were going to be respectful of one another. I feel like I've just been patronized. But we'll overlook that. We are adults here. Let's see what you've got. Nudity or sexual content. This has been a guideline since YouTube started. YouTube is not for pornography or sexually explicit content. That's what RedTube's for. If this describes your video, even if it's a video of yourself, don't post it on YouTube. Also, be advised that we work closely with law enforcement and we report child exploitation. Ah, good. Good. Not that I would ever exploit a child, but, you know, they might want to take a look at some of those Call of Duty videos. Anyway, violent or graphic content. Hey, we were just talking about Call of Duty. It's not okay to post violent or gory content that's primarily intended to be shocking, sensational, or disrespectful. If posting graphic content in a news or documentary context, please be mindful to provide enough information to help people understand what's going on in the video. Don't encourage others to commit specific acts of violence. Okay, for one, I would never even dream of being the kind of person to encourage another person to commit specific acts of violence. Acts of violence in general, and not as much either, because I am, a peaceful individual. If you've watched my gaming videos, you'll notice that maybe that doesn't seem to be, but being able to tell the difference between fantasy and reality is a vital skill, one that should be taught at a very young age, first by parents and by schools. But, I guess some people never get that lesson, so now it's incumbent upon us, the content providers, to be mindful to provide enough information to help people understand what's going on in the video. Because apparently, being able to tell, difference between right and wrong and fantasy versus reality is a skill that isn't taught anymore. So it's up to us, the YouTube community, to be daddy and mommy. Be respectful. It's a task that I can happily take on. I will certainly do so for you, my little pollywogs. Now, hateful content. Well, if we were to take down all the hateful content on YouTube, then we wouldn't really have much of a YouTube left. However, our products are platforms for free expression. So therefore, that's where this runs into kind of a snag. We don't support content that promotes or condones violence against individuals or groups based on race or ethnic origin, religion, disability, gender, age, nationality, veteran status, or sexual orientation, gender identity, or whose primary purpose is inciting hatred on the basis of these core characteristics. This can be a delicate balancing act, but if the primary purpose is to attack a protected group, the content crosses the line. A protected group. Alright, now you see, that's where we go from let's not be hateful to it's okay to be hateful to certain people as long as they're not a protected group. That's not a double standard at all. No double standards here. You mind yourself. Do not speak ill of a protected group. Do not speak hatefully of a protected group. Unprotected groups, yeah, go ahead, I guess. That guideline needs to be a little more single standard, I would say. But it's fine. It's fine. We're not here to criticize. We're learning. Spam, misleading metadata, and scams. Everyone hates spam. Don't create misleading descriptions, tags, titles, or thumbnails in order to increase views. It's not okay to post large amounts of untargeted, unwanted, or repetitive content, including comments and private messages. Okay, so if YouTube were to get rid of the spammers, that would be fantastic. However, that's really hard to do. They've shown some success, though, and the fact that you must now link your identity to a Google account, and to get the Google account you also have to link to your phone number, so therefore it does limit how many people have free access to this thing, as in, almost no free access because everybody has to pay for a cell phone. So if you have a cell phone, you can use YouTube, you can use Google. Don't create misleading descriptions, tags, titles, or thumbnails. Well, there goes pretty much everybody who's got an interesting channel, because that's how some people actually get their millions of views. I'm not casting any dispersions on them, I'm just saying it works, and people end up being amused by what they see. I don't know. I'm having a little trouble with this one, not because it's disrespectful or that it's speaking in archaic terms, but because it's kind of a sales pitch, for some people. That, and if you look at some of my titles, they may seem a little misleading, but I always try to make my titles involved with what's going on in the video in some context. So, perhaps that's what they mean, try to be contextual. Okay, no problem, no problem. Good to know. Alright. Harmful or dangerous content. Don't post videos that encourage others to do things that might cause them to get badly hurt, especially kids. Videos showing such harmful or dangerous acts may get age restricted or removed depending on their severity. In the 1990s, there was a show called Beavis and Butthead, made by Mike Judge. And he actually had to put at the beginning of every episode, Beavis and Butthead are not real. They are cartoons. Some of the things they can do, could get a real person harmed, killed, possibly deported. In other words, don't try this at home. Okay, so I guess anytime that we want to make a video of somebody doing a stunt or something like that, we have to put a disclaimer at the beginning of the video saying, don't try this at home. Okay, that's cool. Don't try this in public. Don't try this at work. Don't try this at school. Don't do this. This is being done by stuntmen, which they had to eventually do with Jackass. I don't know how many people that stops, because it's not so much the people on the show encouraging other people to do it as other people being just buck stupid. It's like wrestling. Yeah, we know these guys are professionals, but we really want to go out in the backyard and try a suplex. It's not that somebody told us to, it's that we just decided to. So, again, I'm not in favor of encouraging people to do stuff that'll get them hurt. Alright, so we're eye to eye on this. We're in cooperation. Copyright. Respect copyright. That goes for you too, advertisers. Respect my copyright. Only upload videos that you made or that you're authorized to use. I always upload videos I make. I would never upload someone else's video. That's called stealing, and that is wrong. This means don't upload videos you didn't make or use content in your video that someone else owns to the copyright to, such as music tracks, snippets of copyrighted programs, or videos made by other users without necessary authorizations. Visit our Copyright Center for more information. Alright, for my full take on the YouTube copyright thing, I direct you to some of my other videos where I actually went over the fallibilities of the YouTube copyright system. This thing needs a lot of work, it needs a lot of input from both sides, and it needs to come with several levels of trust and understanding, which currently under the tenets of the DMCA cannot be observed. It's a very one-sided system, and getting a hold of YouTube to deal with a copyright strike, you would rather have 4 root canals in a row without anesthesia. It's not something that is a user-friendly process. Proving your innocence, even with all the evidence, good luck, because robots run that whole center. And anyway, but trust and respect, we're not here to criticize. Threats. Things like predatory behavior, stalking, threats, harassment, intimidation, invading privacy, revealing other people's personal information, and inciting others to commit violent acts or to violate the terms of use are taken very seriously. Anyone caught doing these things may be permanently banned from YouTube. No problem. No problem. That falls under the basic thing of trust and respect, which you mentioned before, but it's good that you clarified on that one, because I know some people who are actually dumb enough to think, oh, hey, well, they didn't mention threats, so I guess I should do that. Again, right and wrong, things that you should have been taught as a child, which I understand most children, from millennials onward, didn't ever see their parents because they were always working, and then when they'd come in, they'd be too tired to interact with their own child. So I get it. We have to be daddy now. I don't have kids. I'm never going to have kids as far as I know. So I guess that means all of that extra parenting that, I'm not going to provide to my own child, I guess can go to, whoever, teenagers, grown adults. That seems to be what's being asked of me here. And while I relish the opportunity at being able to instruct other people on having good manners and to not be an... Ooh, gotta censor myself. This is an educational video. Not to be a jerk. Yeah, I can try to do that. Alright, so... Finally, re-review your reports carefully. You might not like everything you see on YouTube. Some of the content might offend you. If you think it's inappropriate, locate the flagging feature on the video and submit it for review by our YouTube staff. Our staff reviews flagged videos 24/7 hours a day, 7 days a week, determining whether they violate our community guidelines. When they do, we remove them. Sometimes a video doesn't violate our guidelines, but might not be appropriate for everyone. These videos may get age restricted. Accounts are penalized for community guidelines Violations and serious or repeated violations can lead to an account termination. If an account is terminated, that person won't be allowed to create any new accounts. Okay, here's the problem with that whole flagging and, all that. Alright, I can understand the intent behind it. It's a brilliant thing, and it assumes that everybody using it is of a mature mind and is capable of telling right from wrong. Remember all this? The fact that you have to tell us all this? That means there's a lot of unethical people running around. So therefore, people who report videos aren't always ethical people. They don't know right from wrong. And so therefore, if you take down someone's video just because somebody reported it, then you aren't observing the trust and respect. Okay? So, instead of just summarily taking down a video, might it be wiser to instead say, alright, this person has made a complaint. What is your response? You see, it's that whole lack of maturity thing that is assumed upon the person. As a content provider, you are constantly under the lens. Alright? An advertiser can say whatever they want about you. A copyright holder can say whatever they want about you. Random people on the internet can say whatever they want to about you. And it's all taken as absolute fact. You are guilty until proven innocent. And as I was saying before, the means of proving your innocence are very slim and very difficult to go along by. So by the time all of this goes down, it took them 12 seconds to flag your video as being copyright violation or being threatening or being inappropriate or, breaking one of these other guidelines. So it took them 12 seconds. In the case of copyright holders, a robot does it for them, so they don't ever even see it, So therefore, it takes you 2 to 6 weeks to prove yourself against these people, and that is provided that you use the correct buzzwords in your Twitter-esque response to these things, which can somehow prove that, no, you are not doing what you're being accused of, and waiting an awful lot. Our staff reviews flag videos 24/7. I would like to believe that, but having been through this ordeal before, I don't feel that is there. I don't have that trust, and that mutual trust is something that needs to be built upon. So, the guidelines themselves, join in and have fun, and remember that this is your community. Each and every person on YouTube makes the site what it is, so don't be afraid to dig in and get involved. There's a lot to see here with lots of folks creating amazing stuff. One of them might be you. Equipment is getting cheaper and easier to use all the time, so dive in and enjoy. Let folks know what you think. Feedback is part of the experience, and when done with respect, it can be a great way to make friends, share stories, and make your time on YouTube richer. So leave comments, rate videos, make your own responses to videos that affect you, and enter contests of interest. There's a lot going on, a lot of ways to participate. But most of all, have fun with the site. We hope you'll find something new to love as you get to know the community, the YouTube team. Okay, that's the whole point, though, isn't it? To join in and to have fun. That this is our community. YouTube originally began as a medium in which the average person said, "Hey, look at this video that I've recorded or that I've made. Look at this gaming video. I'm playing this game and I'm making commentary. Aren't I so Mystery Science Theater 3000? But now I'm interactive." That's what this was about. Game reviews, movie reviews, music reviews, making custom music videos to popular songs. That's what YouTube was about. And that's what it should be about. But as of the last couple of years, there seems to be a crackdown on people, and we're slowly sliding back into the days of, hey, here's another cat video. cat videos are cute. When I started watching YouTube, I watch cat videos, squirrel videos, I watch bears doing funny things, I watch like chipmunks and bunnies, and that animal videos are adorable, and it amazes me how some people cannot like them. But whatever, they would click dislike and move on. But I'm remembering what YouTube used to be, and so like by the time that I started making content, I really feel like I missed the window. But at the same time, I still have had fun doing it. And, back when I had more free time, this was the kind of thing that I loved to just sit down. I'd make videos one day, and then I'd spend the next 2 or 3 days, crafting them up and straightening them out and getting them all together and, editing and all that good stuff. And that was fun. And everything was great up until, Life is Strange and, that whole copyright license mess up that Don't Nod pulled. But I don't hold them accountable for it. I do once again believe that the third-party independent music artists, copyright holders, are somewhat overzealous when they can flag 32 seconds of audio in an hour-long video and claim the whole video is theirs. And so, I mean, that was pretty much a very big letdown. And you learn what copyright is through a very complicated, one-sided. Basically, it's like a sensory deprivation chamber when you have to defend yourself on YouTube. You don't get any feedback. YouTube doesn't give you any feedback. The copyright holder doesn't give you any feedback. You are literally talking to the robot. So that's been my experience. Now, if you've had a different experience, then yeah, please go ahead and share it, because people need to know about these things. Because when they don't know about these things, this happens.